Brandon, the families of 9/11 victims in South Florida promising to stand against a golf tournament set to start tomorrow. That tournament backed by Saudi Arabia, and they are livid. 7's Danielle Garcia live in Doral at Trump National with more on what they have to say. Danielle.
Yeah, today survivors and family members of 9/11 victims held their own news conference earlier, speaking out against the former president for working with the Saudi Arabian-backed tournament and against the tournament itself, saying this is just adding more salt to the wound and it's all about the money.
My name is Brett Eagleston.
On Thursday, 9/11 Justice, an advocacy group of 9/11 survivors and family members, spoke out against the LIV Golf Tournament, a tournament funded by Saudi leaders and held at former President Donald Trump's golf course.
Our oldest brother, Danny, was murdered on the 89th floor of the South Tower.
I was a survivor of the collapse of the South Tower 21 years ago. I was working on the 80th floor at the time.
The United States government has never stood up to the kingdom. We haven't held them accountable for what they did 21 years ago.
The former president met with the group back in 2016 and promised to declassify documents that showed the Saudi involvement with the terrorist attacks. But he never did. Instead, President Joe Biden declassified some of the report last year. Their issues with the LIV Golf Tournament boil down to this.
How much money would it take for you to turn your back on your country and on your fellow Americans? If you knew who played a role in the murder of your loved one and nearly 3,000 others in the worst terrorist attack our nation has ever seen, would you not make every effort to obtain justice for them and to hold who played a role accountable?
Juliet Scauso is the daughter of a firefighter who was killed while trying to save people on that horrible day.
What if those who murdered your loved one continuously evaded justice, then came into your country to do business, to buy off your fellow Americans, and to change the public's opinion of them?
U.S. intelligence says Saudi officials are also responsible for the beheading of a Washington Post journalist, Jamal Khashoggi. Now, these people hope the golfers, who are in it for a $50 million purse, will listen to their pleas.
Phil Mickelson and other golfers recently stated that golf is a force for good. They're turning it into a force for greed, pain, and sports washing.
With everything that's going on in our world today, I believe maybe on a small scale, we can be an example of what it takes to see each other's points. Sorry. On a very painful and personal issue, such as 9/11.
And this is video from about an hour ago of former President Donald Trump leaving the clubhouse here at Trump National Doral. He was here playing a round of golf ahead of the LIV Golf Tournament this weekend. Now back to that 9/11 group, they say they hope to sit down with some of the players that are playing in this tournament to share their view and hopefully come to an understanding. That tournament kicks off tomorrow. Reporting live in Doral, I'm Danielle Garcia, 7 News.